At the heart of Martin's complex world and web of beliefs, lies the mysterious deity known as the many-faced god of death. This deity, worshipped by the faceless men of Braavos, encompasses a syncretic religion that transcends individual gods, asserting that all death gods are different facets of a single divine entity. In this video, we delve into the depths of this intricate belief system, shedding light on the multifaceted nature of this god, his temple, the practices and priests, the connection between the many-faced god and the red god of light. Let's begin. Origin of the many-faced god of death.
What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
Westeros and Essos have some strange concepts of death and enigmatic deities that seem to control death. Amongst these, the death-worshipping cult known as the Faceless Men, who are devout followers of the many-faced god, happen to be the most curious people in the Game of Thrones universe. Long ago, before the doom of Valyria, the cult found its roots. But the doom of Valyria was what led to the growth of the Faceless Men and their god. The Faceless Men were slaves who worked the mines under the volcanic mountain range, known as the 14 Fires. These unfortunate souls hailed from diverse lands, each with their own religious beliefs.
None of the first Faceless Men were born to lords and ladies. They began as slaves in the mines of Valyria.
However, amidst the daily dance with death, a peculiar notion began to take hold. They recognized a common thread among the various faiths: they all had a fascination with death. It was as if the gods of different lands were simply different masks worn by the ever-present force of death. For instance, even the faith of the Seven has a god of death named the Stranger. This syncretic belief system birthed the worship of the many-faced god of death, a divine entity embodying the essence of death in its myriad forms. Thus, the Faceless Men emerged, adherents to the notion that death, with its countless faces, was but a singular deity. Why do the Faceless Men carry out assassinations? These skilled and mysterious assassins follow a code that views death as an integral part of the natural order. They feel that death is a merciful release from suffering. So, they often relieve people of their miseries, but for their services comes a steep price. Additionally, for a hefty sum, the Faceless Men will undertake any assassination contract within the known world. That's because they consider the act of killing to be a sacred sacrament offered to their god, the many-faced god of death. The exact cost of their services depends on the target's prominence and security, ensuring that the payment is suitably burdensome yet within the means of the client willing to make the sacrifice. When it comes to the art of dispatching their targets to the many-faced god, they usually use a poison known as the Strangler, a deadly concoction that leaves no room for error. These skilled assassins take pride in their precision, aiming for a kill that appears accidental, leaving the target oblivious to their impending demise. Novices within their ranks must prove their mettle by successfully executing an assassination before they can ascend to the status of an acolyte. Such is the path of the Faceless Men, where each step is measured and purposeful, guided by the discerning gaze of the many-faced god. What kind of tolls do they exact? It is important to note that the Faceless Men are not driven by personal vendettas or whims of revenge. They operate solely on the contracts they accept, adhering to their unique religious beliefs. Yet, there are times when their convictions lead them down unconventional paths. Imagine, if you will, a scenario where a powerful lord seeks their services to eliminate the child of an enemy. In response, the Faceless Men propose a twisted bargain. Should the lord choose to proceed, they will exact their price by claiming the life of the lord's own offspring. It's a chilling reminder that these assassins dance to a tune only the god of death can comprehend. When it comes to matters of royal intrigue, even the most powerful entertain the thought of employing the Faceless Men with caution. In the books, during a small council meeting, whispers circulate about dispatching the exiled Princess Daenerys Targaryen. Grand Maester Pycelle suggests using the followers of the many-faced god, only to be met with the reality of exorbitant costs. Their fee for slaying a mere merchant is twice that of an army of sellswords, and one can only imagine the astronomical sum required to eliminate a princess. Perhaps it's better to offer a lordship in exchange for a successful assassination, as proposed by Lord Varys. But the money is needed, for the god of death doesn't really have many wealthy patrons, does he? Furthermore, there is the House of Black and White in Braavos that needs to be taken care of, which brings us to our next entry. What is the House of Black and White? The house is basically one of the most prominent temples of the many-faced god of death. Situated in the free city of Braavos, at the heart of the House of Black and White lies a grand sanctuary, boasting a central pool that serves a rather macabre purpose. The water within is poisoned, and those seeking the gift of mercy, come here to drink from its lethal depths. As we travel through the atrium, we see statues of numerous gods from many faiths, spanning both Essos and Westeros. These stone figures represent deities associated with death and the unknown, including the stranger from the faith of the Seven and the haunting weirwood faces honoring the old gods of the forest. That's because these diverse death gods are merely different manifestations of the many-faced god of death, shrouded in mystery and revelation. Deeper into the depths of the House of Black and White is where the Hall of Faces awaits. Picture an immense vault adorned with sturdy stone pillars. Within this sacred chamber, you'll find a multitude of small alcoves, each housing the preserved face of one who has met their demise by drinking the poisoned waters of the atrium. These faces, meticulously preserved, serve as the catalyst for the face-changing abilities of the Faceless men. In the books, the House of Black and White stands atop a rocky mound, made of dark grey stones. It is marked by imposing wooden doors, towering 12 feet in height and exquisitely carved. In George R.R. Martin's written word, the left door is made of white weirwood, while the right door is made of black ebony. However, in the show, the doors underwent a curious reversal of hues, perhaps an artistic deviation to maintain the essence of color symbolism. What is the connection between the Lord of Light and the many-faced god? There seems to be a possible connection between the Lord of Light and the enigmatic many-faced god of death. We know that Jaqen H'ghar, the Faceless man, has a flair for confusing dialogue. In both the books and the TV series, he throws us a curveball by referring to his worshipped deity as the Red God. But we know that the Red God is the Lord of Light. One possible explanation lies in the syncretic nature of the many-faced god of death religion. But there's yet another theory. Just as Jaqen H'ghar skillfully imitates the speech patterns of Ularati, he might mention the Red God as part of his cover identity. After all, blending in is an art form, especially for an assassin who can change faces as swiftly as Cersei changes allegiances. Furthermore, Arya, armed with wits and a trusty axe, aiding Jaqen in freeing 3 prisoners from a fiery demise. The flames dance and devour their cage, a spectacle fit for the Lord of Light, who has a fiery flair for serving up death. But, what if Arya had chosen a different rescue method? What if she had saved the men from drowning? In that case, our quick-witted assassin might have declared that Arya had stolen 3 deaths from the drowned god, and those subsequent kills would have been credited to the deity of the depths. That was all in today's video. Please hit those buttons if you had a good time watching this. Have a good day.